A week of great excitement has begun on Oak Island for brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, their partner Craig Tester, and their team.
Now that looks like a stone road.
Why don't you do one more right along here, but a little deeper?
Okay.
And that is because in the northern region of the triangle-shaped swamp, they have uncovered a new pair of man-made features that may be critical to solving a 230-year-old treasure mystery. One is a stone pathway. The other is some kind of small cellar or vault.
We're seeing absolutely the same rock size.
Yep.
No gravel. If this were natural, you wouldn't have such a tight distribution of size.
Mm-hmm. So this is like easily Anthony Graves, right?
Right.
In 1857, a farmer named Anthony Graves purchased a majority of Oak Island and built his home just north of the swamp. While he was never an active participant in the searches for treasure that took place in the money pit, curiously, he was rumored to have found a large cache of Spanish silver coins somewhere on his property.
That might be Anthony Graves too, the feature.
Yeah. I think we should take this opportunity to try to figure that out.
Yep.
I agree.
Okay, let's go for it, mate.
All right.
That is a great signal. Now it's iron and quite a decent-sized chunk. It's in that area where your hand is. That's it. Let me get down there.
You got it, Gary?
Yeah. Let's see.
When we went to the north side of the swamp, I didn't really expect to see much, and sure enough, as the dig proceeds, there's a square, vaultish-looking thing that was submerged in the swamp. Purpose unknown. So was it a hiding place? Did Anthony Graves set it up himself to hide his own stuff in? And that's what we hope to find out.
Oh. It's coming out. Is that it?
That's a big reveal.
What the heck?
I think that's it.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
That is certainly not what I expected.
Look at that. It's got something attached to it. That's a piece of brick by the look of it.
Yeah.
Any ideas, Led?
But it's been down there for a long time.
Yeah, it has.
I think we have to go clean it off, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pipe of some sort.
The question that we want to know really is, how old is that thing?
Yeah.
We don't know what else is down there. We've got to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
It's the only way we're going to find out.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take that back to the lab.
Okay, mate.
I'll let you get on with your work over there.
Works for me.
Okay, mate. Good work.
The following morning,
There it is, Tom. After you.
Wow.
Rick Lagina leads fellow Oak Island landowner Tom Nolan to the mysterious vault-like structure that was recently uncovered in the northern region of the triangle-shaped swamp.
What do you think?
I don't know what to say. I've never seen anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that slate. It's perfectly cut.
Yeah.
What did you think of this?
It doesn't look like anything we've ever found here. I mean, there was nothing here after Graves left that we know of. Over the years, we've located 2 wells on the property, which we assume were Graves. This is different.
To me, it just makes no sense other than it's a structure built to contain something and I believe to hide something.
There's a lot of brick down here. That's a very hard bottom.
Ooh, what is that?
I see. Well, that's odd.
In the northern region of the Oak Island swamp, Rick Lagina and other members of the team have just found a potentially important clue inside of a mysterious vault-like structure.
But I just can't place what it is.
Handle? The handle off the chest.
What a cool find.
Could Rick Lagina be correct that the team has recovered a handle from a chest inside of the vault-like feature. If so, might it be related to the Spanish silver coins that former landowner Anthony Graves reportedly discovered on Oak Island more than 150 years ago?
Jeez,
Question is, what else is there to find?
this is such a weird structure. It pulls up a lot of questions.
We need to excavate this and see what is at the bottom of it. So we should do that right away.
Laird, why don't you come up with a process,
Okay.
how we can proceed, define the areas, how deep you want to dig,
Yep.
and let's get it done.
Sounds good.
Okie doke.
Later that afternoon,
Okay, here's something.
What's that?
We're stuck way under the hook. Looks like wrought iron, maybe.
Yeah.
Was this built by Anthony Graves to safeguard subsurface treasure that he found, or does it represent something else?
Well, I mean, if it is Graves' work and he did use it as a hiding place, it was a pretty good one.
You know, hope springs eternal, but for this evening, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll let Emma do her work.
Yeah.
It was a great day, a dirty day. We all need to go clean up and get ready for tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
it.
the following afternoon,
I want to thank you, Emma and Laird, for inviting us down. Everyone knows my fascination with the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did extensive work there and found the 3 items here in front of us.
Rick Lagina and members of the team join archaeologist Laird Niven and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan in the Oak Island laboratory.
What are these things? The who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Right.
When you look at the handle, you do see the wood grain-like structures, which is wrought iron. Let me go to the CT. And you do see that grain-like structure on the handle. Right here, you can see it as well.
The square hole, to me, implies you're moving something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a crank.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, when you look at this section over here, you can see just where the wood handle would have ended.
Yeah.
Based on the metallurgy, I can narrow down a possible date range. So the hook in the center there, it does have a slight manganese content. So that one kind of fits more towards the early to mid 1800s.
Yeah, so Anthony Graves was on the property in the mid 1800s. He died in 1888.
But the pipe and the crank handle, they're definitely late 1700s.
That's before we have a record of Anthony Graves on that lot. So right now we're looking at a feature and artifacts that predate the recorded Anthony Graves occupation of that lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the team has uncovered a treasure vault in the swamp where former Oak Island landowner Anthony Graves reportedly discovered Spanish silver coins more than 150 years ago? If so, then who created it? And what else might be buried deeper within it?
There's a purpose to this feature. I think it has to do with Anthony Graves. I think it was his safety deposit box. We know there was a Spanish coin that was found on Lot 5. And then there's the story of Anthony Graves using Spanish coin as his currency to buy his goods. So I think we need to do more work in the swamp. So there's all kinds of reasons to try to further our understanding here, in my opinion. And what is it? Who built it? When was it built? Why was it built, right? I know you're not a big fan of the bog, but
I'm trying to find this treasure. Sometimes you gotta get dirty. I'm willing to do it.
It's in your blood now.
Mm-hmm.
alrighty. Well, again, thank you. We'll go find you some more curiosities.
Excellent.
Hopefully next time we'll all have some answers.
Thank you.
See you later.
A new day of fresh excitement and anticipation has begun on Oak Island for brothers Rick and Marty Lagina and their team.
So I guess we're going to get a look down the hole.
Yes, we are.
We'll see what the camera has to say.
They, along with underwater imaging expert Blaine Carr, are about to begin a two-step operation in the Money Pit area that they hope will reveal the answers that could help solve a 228-year-old treasure mystery.
So we're going to enter the cave today at 140 to 142 feet. Aladdin's cave, as you deemed it last year.
So what do we hope to see once we get to the bottom of the hole?
Treasure chests, doubloons. We want to know whether this cave is natural or whether it's been influenced by people.
Yeah.
Secondarily to that, we'd like to see a way in and a way out.
The primary targets we were looking for were tunnels, vaults, and of course, any high-density anomalies that could reflect treasure.
1 week ago, representatives from Ideon Technologies presented a stunning report on data that had been collected deep underground over the past 2 years, all across the Money Pit area.
Today, what we're going to be discussing are results from the Money Pit, targets of interest.
5 devices, known as muon detectors, had been placed at various depths in previously drilled boreholes to scan for possible voids, tunnels, and large objects. Incredibly, a number of potential targets were identified, suggesting that there could be multiple treasure deposits buried in the Money Pit area. Now, after drilling a new borehole into Aladdin's cave, the team will first investigate it using a high-definition camera to look for more definitive evidence that it may have been artificially created, and also what it might contain.
Okay, lights are on.
You good? You're good. Let's go for it.
If they are successful, Blaine will then conduct a comprehensive sonar scan to create a detailed map of the feature.
Okay, so we can see the water.
I mean, we're going to run the camera down first. Why not put eyes on that void and see if we see anything? Because if we happen to see a feature down there that we can orient off of with the camera, it will be helpful to the 3D mapping sonar.
We should almost be to the water by the look of it. Okay.
Now you're right there.
Keep going.
So hopefully this photographic imagery will help us come to a greater understanding of what this cave represents.
Yeah, we're still seeing the side of the casing. It's going down. Where are we at? Okay, right there, stop. We're right into it now.
Yep.
There.
That's the edge of the casing, I think.
Okay, rotate around.
Yeah, those are the teeth right there.
You want him to lower it another foot?
Yeah, can you go down another 6 inches to a foot? There we go. A little bit more, and stop there. So this would be the actual cavity here.
Got to be a couple feet in by now.
Yeah. Well, there's the wall. Isn't that the ledge?
Yeah.
It is a ledge. As we break into the cavity, we can start to see the walls, the sides of this cave. So I would think there's something else there, but that something else could be covered with silt. It might not be obvious.
Well, I want to get under that ledge.
Okay, Steve, can you really slowly lower it like 3 inches?
There you go.
It looks like it's open to me.
Yeah. Now you have a much bigger opening.
Good that it's open because that means you can map it.
Yeah.
The expansiveness of Aladdin's cave, it's quite interesting, very exciting. We'd see some features. It's certainly very plausible that the camera is not seeing something which may be on the floor of the cave.
Do you want to lower it down
Yes.
even more and
Yes.
see what you can see on the bottom?
We need to see exactly where the bottom is without any doubt. Go.
I think we're facing down now. So Steve, just very slowly, another 6 inches or so. 6? Yep. That's good, a little bit more. Same again, please.
There, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hold up.
Spin around 360. There, what's that?
I can't tell if that's the bottom or...
I'll wait for it to settle out.
There we go, there's something. Visibility is actually better than we've seen.
What's this over here on the right? There's something sticking out. Right there.
This piece right in here, the way the shape is, it's kind of angular.
That flat thing you mean?
Yeah.
That's a piece of debris or something. This is a very exciting thing. And it's important to see whether it's man-made or not. I think there's a chance the treasure might be placed there, which would answer a lot of questions.
After obtaining video 1 day ago of possible man-made workings, some 150 feet underground in a large cavern known as Aladdin's Cave.
We can tie a rope to it. Let's do that, and we'll start putting it down the hole that way.
Yeah.
They are now scanning it with a sonar device in order to determine its exact dimensions and to also see if there are tunnels leading into the feature.
Okay, Scott. Good. Okay, going in.
The Echologger DAS 710 sonar device emits high-intensity radar pulses that reflect off of objects and barriers, such as the walls of a cavern, in order to produce a three-dimensional map of the underwater environment.
140 feet down hole right now.
Go on in and let's look at this.
We've got it in a position where it's getting returns. He's starting to spit out data.
Yep.
What we're seeing looks like the outline or perimeter of the cavity.
How long will it be before we have kind of a picture to look at?
I think what we'll do is we're going to let it run, and when we come back in the morning,
Okay.
hopefully everything will be finished, and we're going to see up into this cavity.
All will be revealed. I can wait till tomorrow to get good data. Let's let it do its thing.
The following morning,
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick. Hey, everybody. We're all eager to see what you've got to show us.
Okay, so the view that we're looking at here is looking straight down.
Okay.
So we're going to try to just slide it up into a 3D image.
Oh.
So you can see the yellow-green.
Mm-hmm.
That's sloping down. This darker red is the wall in between us and the floor of the cavern. That being said, we can't see the bottom. The aspect of the sonar looking out, the wall is blocking us from seeing any further down.
Mm-hmm.
What I can see this blue lines crossing over what look like two gaps.
Yeah.
It looks like an opening right through here. So I think you have the potential for man-made ingress into a natural cavern.
Right.
What's the size of the cavity?
Without being able to see the bottom, I just don't know the right answer because it's on a slope. So it varies. It does slope off in one direction about 30 degrees. But if anything was going to be there, I mean, gravity's going to take everything to the bottom of that slope.
Right. Something could be buried in there.
For sure.
Maybe the treasure.
I suppose it's quite possible.
I'm pleasantly surprised that there might be a way into the cave. It'd be even more interesting if we saw some man-made feature in there. Perhaps it's buried in the silts on the floor.
It's an interesting thing to investigate. It's something that makes you go, we need to see more of this.
Yeah. There's some indication that the cave has some things that aren't natural cave-like. It could be some sort of treasure chamber. That's why we're spending all this money and time investigating it. And it checks a lot of the boxes. Let's put it this way, we can't walk away from this thing without knowing what it is. It's unique.
So what I would do at this point, if we were really interested in seeing something else, is we would move over about 5-6 feet, put another hole down so that the sonar can now see back into this area and tell us, are we indeed in a isolated cavern or is there an opening?
Right.
And see if this actually carries on.
Yep.
I would dearly love to put a hole right there, but I don't know. Rick, what do you think? What do you want to do?
Well, I think you have to put another hole in to get a different perspective.
Yep.
But you can't walk away. You have to exploit it as much as we can.
All right. I think we're all in agreement as to that particular point. Let's get some more data.
Sounds good.
All right, back to it. Let's go. We're gonna find that treasure.
I agree.
Holy shamoly.
Look at that.
at the northern point of the swamp, on property belonging to the family of Fred Nolan, Rick Lagina has just found a large wooden stake.
Does it look old here? Tough to tell, isn't it? It looks like it's been hacked.
It's axe cut. There's no
Yeah,
question
it's not
about
sword.
A wooden stake found in the swamp? In 1969, Oak Island landowner and treasure hunter Fred Nolan set out to drain the swamp after becoming convinced that the answers to the Oak Island mystery were located within it. During his investigation, Fred was astonished to discover several uniform lines of wooden stakes, which were carbon dated to the 1500s. A land surveyor by trade, it was Fred's professional assessment that these stakes were evidence of centuries-old survey markers used to plot out the boundaries in a massive construction project. This led Fred to the astonishing conclusion that Oak Island was once actually two islands, artificially joined together by means of the triangle-shaped swamp.
How many cuts are there? Fred and Tom both told me there were 4 or 5 on every one.
1, 2,
3, 4.
Yeah, 5.
That's exactly what they described. Fred actually did show me one. It's certainly got the proper look to it. It's got the proper size, diameter, and thus one could speculate, again, it's speculation, that the swamp had been created. Dan and Fred, they pulled one up together, cut the tip off and trade in the line, sent it off to be carbon dated. Carbon date came back 1575, plus or minus 85 years. Finding a survey stake is important because it's corroborative. Is this really a man-made activity that is associated with the swamp? You know, it's items like that that may provide answers. Marty! Yo! Think I found one of the survey stakes. Why don't you come over and take a look?
Hey, that sounds great. We're on it.
It's a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, well, that's what he was looking for. All right, let's see it.
What you got?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's for real.
Oop.
That's not a natural shape.
No.
And remember how they said it was preserved?
Yeah, from the bottom.
From the bottom.
Well, it's definitely been in place a while, because you can tell if you look at the preservation here and how much it's decayed up there. So you get a kind of sense of time with the top being so much.
This looks virgin.
Right, but this looks old.
Very much so. I agree with you. It's pretty cool. Hey, Rick.
What?
Okay, so I don't get it. Why aren't you over the moon about this survey stake? Why aren't you doing a stake dance?
I don't do stake dances. I'm very interested in it. To me, they look
Exactly right.
exactly right.
Yeah, I was impressed, honestly, because to me it looks identical to what he's described, and my skepticism level diminishes.
For Rick, Marty, and the team, finding new evidence that the mysterious triangle-shaped swamp is man-made could soon lead to another major breakthrough. It also means that the access they now have to Fred Nolan's property could allow them to gather a host of even more important clues.